Good day. Today I'd like to speak about a dream that I had when I was 12 years old. Usually when I try to bring up some of these dreams, I become or be very tongue twisted and it never comes out. So hopefully this one would work. Now I'm going to speak about my dream from the 12-year-old perspective that I was when I first had it. Now in this dream, I'm in my house and in my family, and the lights go out. Now usually in Jamaica when the lights go out, we go outside and we look at the stars and the moon if it's currently shining, and then if the light doesn't come on within a few minutes or so, we start playing games like badminton, football, volleyball, whatsoever. So this particular day, we're looking to the skies and the stars start to go out. So my father said, "Wow, this looks like the calm before the storm." So my sister said, "Don't say that." And slowly but surely, we start seeing other neighbors come out of the house. I'm like, wow, usually people will stay inside the house, but I guess they're for some reason, they're coming out more so than usual. And all of a sudden, all the stars are gone, and then the moon is gone. So we're like, yo, what's happening? Then we look up into the sky, and we see like a glass. It's a circle, like a bowl. It's clear. It's almost like purple. I don't know how I could see the color, but it's purple despite the darkness, and it grew and it covered the entire like we perceived it covered the entire city, which was Kingston at the time. And then my father had a portable radio, but the radio was working for some reason, and the guy was on the radio saying there are all these domes over in Jamaica. I don't know what's going on. We think we're being attacked, but we don't. They're not quite sure. Then we started hearing noise over the radio, and then the radio went out. Then after a while, we looked to the left into the sky, and we started seeing these circular objects, which in the world we call UFO today, and they were flying over, and they were shooting what we perceive to be beams, and they were hitting people. And we know we were hitting people because we're hearing these large screams. And I want to say that we were shook, but it's not that we were shook to the point where we couldn't move, but like we wanted to move, but it was something was holding our feet from moving, if anyone could understand. And the ships, they flew over. And then a few minutes later, a few bigger ones came. And they weren't shooting people, they were shooting like houses. And we were hearing the people scream. And they flew over our head. And all we saw was fire over us. But the thing is, the people were continuously screaming. Now, obviously, when someone gets burned with fire, especially like lasers, they eventually go out. But these people, they weren't dying. And then these television screens, like these flat screens, were popping up all over into the sky. And we're looking, and we looked, and we saw Jamaica. We cover a place called New Kingston with all these high-rise buildings, and the buildings were on fire, like some of them. And then on another screen, we saw these white lights and blue lights beaming people up. Then my stepsister, she said, they're being, what she said, they were taken away, they were being abducted. Back in these days, we never knew these words because we never had television, and even we did acquire television, we never really watched much television because we're so used to doing without television. So we're heavily into the alien phenomenon and such as that. And then a large eyeball appeared in the middle, and a voice said, "Worry not. Some of you will be translated, and some of you will be destroyed. Good luck." And then the eyeball went. And all of a sudden, the dome left, and a huge ship from the where the eyeball showed up, the center came, and then the smaller ones came surrounding it, and the smaller ones were just destroying everything. And then they destroyed some people behind me. I think there were some of my family members. And then it seemed like they were beaming me up, but when the beam came at me, that's when I woke up. Now, what's peculiar about the dream is that the next day I had another dream. But in this dream, I was on the outside of the dome and I was floating. I'm like, yo, am I floating or flying or whatever the case may be? All I had to do is think and I would move, but I could only move within the island of Jamaica. And there were, let me see, like around 5 major areas in Jamaica where there were these domes. And his voice was onto my right side of my ears, as saying, these people are being judged. And then I asked, so what about the individuals that were outside the dome? And I said, these people are being preserved. And I said, for what? And the person said, the voice said, all will be revealed, but this is not the time, or something along that line. And then that's when that dream cut out. Now I'm gonna make more videos up on my dreams, hopefully. Until then.